This week, we wanted to show you how to whip up some Northwestern-style noodles. Now, the Chinese Northwest has got a pretty insane depth and breadth of various noodles, and it'd be impossible to cover them all. So we'll focus on three types of noodles that are some of the more commonly seen in home kitchens. The simple classic mian or noodle sheets, some cat ear noodles, which are probably the sort that we love the most, and finally the ever-popular daoxiaomian or knife-cut noodles. Then to use those up, we'll show you how to make an awesome noodle soup called Hui Mian, which is probably my personal favorite order when I'm at a Northwest-style noodle shop. So first, let's talk dough. Nothing crazy here. All you'll need is flour, salt, and water. Both the noodle sheets and the cat ear noodles use the same exact dough, which will be 200 grams of either all-purpose or noodle flour, a half teaspoon of salt, and 92 grams of water. Just drizzle the water in bit by bit, stirring and aiming for the dry bits. Then once it's all incorporated and everything's looking all shaggy, knead that by hand for 10 minutes, or alternatively use a stand mixer on speed 2 for the same amount of time. Then once it comes together and forms a smooth dough, cover and let that rest for a half an hour. Knife-cut noodles, meanwhile, use an extremely similar dough, but at a lower hydration. We went with 40% hydration, or 80 grams of water, for these 200 grams of noodles. But full disclosure that many traditional knife-cut noodle doughs seem to go much drier. Just combine in the same way, knead in the same way, and set aside for 30 minutes in the same way. So, mian noodle sheets up first. To make it, first press this all down and start to roll the thing out into a big sheet. Just go until it's about 2 millimeters thick, then slice your sheet into 2-inch ribbons. Then line up a few ribbons and cut those at an angle to get diamonds, and that's pretty much it. These are ready to drop in some boiling water. Next, cat ears. For these, first roll the dough out thin, just like the sheets, but you don't need to be as paranoid about the thickness. 3 to 4 millimeters will be good enough for government work. So then just slice those into 1.5-inch ribbons, flour those up, and cut into 1.5-inch squares. Now, you can absolutely shape these with nothing but your hands, but in order to make things all pretty, cat ear noodles often use some sort of setup like this. The noodle square is placed on the wood, and the shape gives it these really cool grooves. It's definitely not mandatory, though. If you're using your hands, to make a cat ear, just grab a noodle square and push down and out with your thumb. This motion gives the noodle its signature curl. If you do happen to have a cat ear noodle maker, though, the process is even easier. Just put a square on the wood and twist down and away to get those cool little grooves. If you don't have that, though, and I guess why would you can mimic it with a sushi mat. Just curl the noodles by hand, same as before. The grooves will be a touch wider here, but these still turn out great. So just work through your noodles, and these cat ears are good to cook. Lastly, the knife-cut noodles. And unfortunately, these ones do take some special equipment. Now, what they use at the noodle shops is one of these special knives called a piandao. This is a thin, sharp knife bent in the middle so that the dough can travel down the groove and make a noodle. They're not the easiest to work with, though, so many home cooks use an alternative gadget called a dantou dao. It basically looks like a fancy vegetable peeler and tends to do a better job with smaller batches of dough. Point is, don't try to make this without a tool that can get the job done. But if you're feeling handy, whatever. Whack an old knife, MacGyver a solution, go for it. Now, knife-cut noodles get cut straight into the pot, so let's start by showing you how to use the piandao. Before we get into it, though, word of warning that we are not master noodle makers, and we usually use our dantou dao, so please go easy on us. The basic idea is to start near the bottom and with the knife parallel to the dough, slice by using a quick up and down motion. The key is to move quickly and with confidence. That said, as you can see, the dantou dao is way easier, so definitely go that route if you can source one. Then once you get to the end, just tear everything into little pieces and cook it all for about 3 minutes or until a touch past al dente. So right, Hui Mian, super simple quick soup. First put 1/4 cup of oil in a pot, and definitely don't skimp on the oil here. Then over a high flame, go in with 3 cloves of minced garlic and 2 inches of minced ginger, and fry those for about 30 seconds until fragrant. Then go in with 2 peeled and diced tomatoes, give those a quick mix, and toss in 1 tablespoon of tomato paste, which is a real ingredient in Northwest cooking, we swear. Continue frying that over a high flame until the minced tomatoes have mostly broken down and everything's looking saucy. Then swirl a tablespoon of liaojiu, a.k.a. Shaoxing wine, over your spatula and around the sides of the wok. Quick mix, then do the same move with 1 tablespoon of light soy sauce. Now, these next couple ingredients are optional but recommended. We'll be tossing in 5 grams worth of dried and reconstituted wood ear mushroom, Giving that a quick mix, then going in with 100 grams of firm tofu cut into 1-inch cubes. Mix and cook for about 30 seconds, then toss in 4 cups of water. Season that with a teaspoon of 5-spice powder and a teaspoon of salt, and bring it all up to a boil. Then cover, swap the flame to medium, and let it simmer for 15 minutes. After that time, bring it back up to a boil and go in with your noodle of choice. Give that a mix, cover, and cook for about 90 seconds. Then we'll go in with 70 grams of sliced baby bok choy, 2 scrambled eggs, and 1 sliced mild chili. Quick mix, taste, and add a bit more salt if you think it needs it. Then finally, top that all with 3 tablespoons of chili oil. To be completely honest here, today we were feeling a bit lazy and just used the oil from some lao gama chili crisp, but making a proper homemade chili oil would definitely be the most correct move. Quick mix, out, and your Hui Mian is done.
So right, if you look at many old school Chinese noodle making recipes, you will find they have really low hydrations, sometimes as low as like 30 or 25%. We went with 40% with the daoxiaomian here because it gives you a more workable dough but still gives you a proper texture. During testing, we actually successfully went down to 30%. The secret is to really press your dough, however you see fit. Check out the other link in the description box for detailed recipe. A big thank you for everyone that's supporting us on Patreon, and of course, subscribe for more Chinese cooking videos.